When I walked into my public relations campaign class at Western Carolina University, I originally thought that my project, what I referred to as my senior project, would be going to one of the local businesses and help promoting um, either their business or something that they were trying to do within the community. I had no idea what I was walking into. Um, at the time, I had no interest in writing, although I had recently released Murder on Hate Branch by Eva McCall, and I know that Button Box by Eva was on its way to being released. And when I was assigned the initial project by my professor, Dr. Betty Farmer, it was to promote the town of Dillsboro by celebrating their 125th anniversary, which would be occurring in August of 2014. And while we were, while I was and my teammates were working to get this celebration in place, I was also thinking, wouldn't it be awesome to go out into the community, interview the people that have lived there, the people that have served in local government, and those that did and currently have businesses in the Dillsboro area, and combine all of these stories into a collection of essays that could then be sold either to help the community or to help a worthy cause. So we were told by the town of Dillsboro that most of our project had already been planned, and that there may not be a whole lot for us to do. So when the idea of writing this book, which is now called A Guide to Historic Dillsboro, came into my head, I immediately went to my professor and said, here's something that I think could be done, something that needs to be done for the town of Dillsboro, and I think that I or the other people in my class are the people to do it. And she was immediately on board with it. Initially, I proposed that it would be a part of my honors college project, something that I had to do by myself as a part of my graduation requirements. But Dr. Farmer decided that I and my teammates, Michael Lovett and Susan Shelton, would play a part in it as well, all writing their fair share of the book, which I'm so glad that she decided to do that now, because if I had to write the book by myself as well as doing the original project that had been assigned to us, there would have been no way that I could have gotten it done after graduating WCU. The actual writing of the book was so much fun. I went to many members of the community and many different businesses like the Dillsboro Inn, the Jarrett House, the Riverwood Pottery, the Oaks Gallery, all of the shops over at the Riverwood shops. It was just so much fun talking to the different business owners and the former mayors like Gene Hartbarger and the other different people that have served that we included in the book. It was just so much fun, and to see the love and kindness for this little town was just extraordinary. And even though I had only drove through Dillsboro a couple of times prior to taking on this project, I had come to love and respect the town after writing this book and wanted it to succeed just as much as I had wanted anything else to succeed. Once Susan, Michael, and myself finished the initial draft of A Guide to Historic Dillsboro, we took it to Dr. Farmer and several other different members of the community to get their thoughts and any corrections that might be needed. And we had a lot of help with the organization of the book, where we wanted different businesses to be featured, how we wanted the different chapters to be laid out, like the arts and crafts, the restaurants, the lodging. There was just a lot of different factors that had to go into the organization of the book, and my co-authors and I didn't want to be the only decision makers in this process. So once all of the decisions have been made and all of the corrections have been made, I then went and did what I knew best, which was the creation of the cover with the help of Henry Fitchner, and then I formatted the book and then submitted it for publishing. There was a lot of discussion on what we wanted the profits of the book to go towards. Initially, we thought that the books would be sold by the individual merchants, and then the profits made in that store would go to that merchant owner. We thought maybe sending it into a restoration project that the town of Dillsboro may agree upon. And then finally we agreed on donating the proceeds to the Appalachian Women's Museum. And they are a nonprofit organization that is trying to preserve the history of women that have struggled and prospered in this area, preserving their stories, their artifacts, and trying to show the people of today and tomorrow how the people in this area survived, raised their families, and educated themselves. So it was a worthy cause, and we all agreed immediately that this would be the recipient of the Dillsboro book profits. And we couldn't have been met with such excitement. I know Jesse Swigger over at the WCU History Department, who was the president of the Appalachian Women's Museum board,